welcoming all of you, including our viewers on Deep Listening TV, to this extraordinary event this afternoon. This is Live Letters Salon at Deep Listening Space at the Shirt Factory. And this is a series that is called Live Letters Aloud. And we're very honored to have Charles Stein here with us. He's going to read you a little bit about him. For those of you who don't know, he's the author of 13 books of poetry, including this extraordinary new verse translation of the Odyssey, which we've been privileged to hear, to read, to hear some of in the past. And the Rat Tree, and his prose writings include A Vision of the Eleusinian Mysteries, Persephone Unveiled, which we have been using in Women's Mysteries to great and wonderful advantage. It's been an extraordinary opening to the mysteries and to the soul and heart of being. So, we consider Charles Stein, we consider him a gem, a treasure in the Hudson Valley, a treasure in the world, actually a wonderful scholar. He's done a critical study of poet Charles Olson's use of the writing of C.G. Jung. And I think we're going to hear today also some of the work of Gary Hill, and art of Limonov, Gary Hill's works and writings, yes?
No.
No, okay. All right. So he holds a PhD in literature from the University of Connecticut. And you're a mathematician.
I'm a fan.
Right. And a physicist and all sorts of wonderful things.
I can hardly say I'm a fan of that.
Musician, yes. Yeah. So welcome, please welcome. We're so happy to have you here this afternoon.
Thank you very much. I've put together a stream of texts. You begin with some short ones, and they get a little bit longer. And I will end with a story, a long, crazy story, derived from the Indian epic, the Mahabharata. So I think I will just read and say things as I need to, and then when we're done, or maybe actually at any point, you want to say, stomp your feet and say, hey, I have a question. I will entertain such questions. This is not the usual way of presenting highly formalized musical events, but fine, if you want to stop me, do so.
Just say, hey.
Yeah, just write, hey, that'll be the signal.
Okay.
When did you write this one?
I would say pretty much over the last 10 years. I must put on proper optical assistance. This first one was written during the previous epoch of American political life. I'm not sure whether it applies now, but I'll read it. The American Way. If it seem likely, and I like it, well, by Jove, I'll take it to be true and prove it by sticking to it, come what may.
That's nice.
The Rook. First there was a black rook on a roof in black night, a mesh of distinction tucked up in the sand, a theory of ripples unwritten yet on a surface of silent water. There was no second event to set it all in motion. The rook sufficed. How big is white? As high as a kite. Great wind, great rain, great sigh. Get out of my house. Go fly high on a white wind. dream. Why not dangerous, this snake? Splits into 5 bodies, rejoins in one. Everyone terrified, quite naturally. Not me. Why? I know it's supposed to be a cobra, isn't it? Yet it doesn't threaten me. Why? Why not me? Why me? Why not me? Now the next few I must say a few words about. There are texts that go with some electronic images by Harvey Bialy that he and I have been posting images and texts on his website, bialystalker.net, for some years now. So there are 3 of these texts that I'm going to read that only one of them really requires comment about the image. The first is the Veil of Isis. Before being plagued by the Sphinx, Thebes was plagued by a fox. It was the swiftest little animal there was. It ran like a streak through the city, seizing whatever it wished, utterly unstoppable. To protect the city, whose 7 musical walls were insufficient, apparently, each year the citizens were forced to offer a forfeit to the fox, a human child. But the Thebans had an ally in a certain hero from Attica who was in possession of a hound, who in turn possessed this attribute, that whatever he set upon could not possibly escape. Unstoppable fox, inescapable hound. Thebes. In the end, as if in expression or abhorrence of the paradox, Zeus turned both beasts to stone.
Oh.
This is entitled, There is But the One Sordello, quote from Ezra Pound. And it's a very, very fiery red image. Fiery realms that are not hell realms burn with the evanescence of all things. As told for all time in the fire sermon of Buddha Gautama. All things, O monks, are on fire. They vanish like straw in a flame. The eye is on fire, the ear is on fire, the nostrils, the tongue, the body entire is fire, on fire. The form that the eye sees and the mind that informs them, the noises the ear knows, fire, on fire. Flavors and fragrances, sensations and contact, the intellect and what's in it, fire, on fire. Wanting what you have not, hating what has you, rage and desire, fire on fire. So burn, O monks, until you comprehend this. Then do be done with it. Put out the fire. The mind behind the head doffs the head and dons these trees as the face it shines, dons this world of evening dwindling light, as if to speak by means of it, as if to hum its quiet colors lingering into silence, a face no more unless a face of night, a head whose darkest absence is the ranging mind in it, thought in night itself without a face.